need to get back in the top 4. And they look like they are going to get back in the top 4. Arsenal, on the other hand,
I think.
could be relegation zone.
Yeah, I think with Chelsea, but the thing is, Joey, it's easy to get carried away at the moment. Thomas Tuchel's had 4 games in charge. 4 games. That's not long at all, and he's got. I think we spoke about this in a league. Hang on, I think we spoke about this. Hang on, Joey. Hang on. I think the players get a bounce. You know, we spoke about this before, didn't we? The players get a bounce when a new manager comes in. I think that's a massive part of why we're doing decently at the moment. Another part of things is because we've played. I mean, look at who we've played. We've played Wolves, Burnley, Sheffield United, and a very out of form Tottenham. You know, not the easiest fixtures in the world, but certainly not the hardest. You know what I mean? So it's just a bounce. I just feel like it's a good lease of life. You know, Frank Lampard went. The team was in turmoil. We're back on track now, but we just got to keep steady. You know, we got to keep our minds. Obviously, aim for the top 4, yeah, but not expect. I think there's a bit of a difference there. Aim and expect. We got to, you know, keep trying to win games. Obviously, that's what the team will always try and do. But
why not
not getting carried
make
away.
that point in the podcast then? Why not just say that?
What point?
And then we can feed off it.
What point?
And then we'll end up.
What point are you referring to?
Are you recorded?
Yeah.
You are recorded. Oh, I didn't know you were recording. Oh, for goodness sake.
No, you put some good points there, Joey. Don't worry. Keep going. What point are you referring to, anyway?
Right, yeah, sorry. Oh my god. I didn't know. I don't know. Wait, mate. Anyways, no, I was saying, no, I feel like, you know, Chelsea have got a chance to get into the top 4, and I feel like you kind of need. I think as a Chelsea fan, you would have. Well, with things the way they are now, you know, they're 5th. They're just 1 point behind Liverpool, and you know, and was it 2? Or was it 3 points behind? 3 points behind Leicester. I think it is.
4 points behind Leicester, 1 point behind Liverpool.
Exactly. So, you know, I'm saying, and you just saying earlier, there's no point in talking about Chelsea or Arsenal because they've got no expectations. They don't have any. Well, Chelsea do have expectations. Their team, their squad, that they've got some world-class players in there, and you want to expect. What's it? Your expectation, especially from your owner, is to win the Premier League at the instant.
Yeah, but that's not the expectation for this season, though. When we made that point, we were comparing them to Manchester United. Manchester United have got to where they are now, and they were at one point expected to win the title, or like really hyped up for it. Whereas Chelsea aren't going to win the title this year. We can aim for top 4, but this in terms of this season, the expectations of Chelsea aren't as high as United.
I think okay, at the moment their expectations are not, but I think even before last season your expectations were very high, especially with the players that you were taking to the club. You know,
last season's not a very good example. Last season we had a transfer ban. We brought through a lot of youth players. Last season, Frank Lampard. You cannot say to me that Frank Lampard was expected to win the title in his first season. You cannot honestly think that.
Like, no, not in the first season, but in this season, with the players that they got, with the quality players that they got in the transfer window. And the amount of players that they've got as well, you know, you would think you should be near the very top of the table. You should be.
Yeah, but that's probably why Lampard got sacked. That's probably why Lampard got sacked.
Exactly. We did have that expectation.
Now we've
You're
got a
right.
new manager, and there's a bounce. There is a bounce. Like Josh said, I agree that generally, when you get a new manager, and there is a bounce in results and performances from the players. I think we have to wait a little bit. and once that's died down, and then we'll get to properly judge Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly. We had that expectation this season, Joey. As you say, we did bring in those big money signings, and as Skunder alluded to just then, that is why Frank Lampard got sacked, because we spent so much money. Our expectations were challenge for the title at least this season. That was the aim. But we fell short. That's why he was sacked. Everyone, rest is history. So yeah, that's what the expectations were at the start of the season. They're not anymore, are they? Really, Chelsea have fallen short.
So you're saying that Manchester United's expectations were to win the title, yeah?
No, I'm not saying that at all. Where have you got that from? I never said that.
You're saying, but I feel like.
No, Joey, listen to me. Chelsea's. No, Joey.
Because they were at the top. No, they were at the top, and they believed. I thought that when they got to the top, they were like, "Oh, wait, we can actually do this. Yeah, we're going to win the league. No. Okay, but at the start of the season, I don't think they actually had that expectation. And then when they actually were at the top, they genuinely, I think we can do this. And they genuinely believed it. And then reality came in, and now they're going back to their probably start of the season objective, just get top 4.
The expectations of both of those clubs, Manchester United and Chelsea, right? They flipped. At no point did I say Manchester United were expected to win the title before the start of this season. At no point did I say that, so I don't know where you got that from, Joey. But they flipped. United's expectations at the start of the season were, I don't know exactly, maybe to finish in Europe, to finish Europa League or something like that. Chelsea's expectations, because of the money they spent, was to challenge for the title. However, with the way the season's gone, Chelsea have dropped off, United have pushed forward. Now they've flipped. United's expectations now are we're the closest challengers to City. We could win this league, and the fans were so hyped for it. Everyone was so hyped for it. Chelsea's expectations, on the other hand, they've fallen, and they're like, okay, top 4 is our best hope now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but now after that result, though, as a United fan, after that result at Everton, now I feel like United are going to be in the top 4, or any position in the top 4, at least second. They should finish second.
Yeah.
But that's their expectation now.
They
just need to finish in the top 4, like Chelsea's expectation now. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. The Chelsea got a bounce from getting a new manager and everything. So we'll see when the tough games come. They've already had one tough game against Tottenham.
Yeah.
Let's see how they do against Man City, how they do against Manchester United, how they do against
Exactly. Yeah, that's where the real tests come in. And against Tottenham, they were such a sluggish side. I mean, we could have been 3-4 up in that match, but we were very lucky to go away with a win in the end, because they had a few late chances they could have easily scored. And I feel like that's where Chelsea, that's why I'm not getting carried away, because I saw the game against Tottenham, I saw the game against Sheffield United. We could have easily been punished. I mean, Sheffield United nearly had a penalty in the opening 5 minutes, I think, because it was narrowly ruled out for an offside decision. But they could have got that penalty. If they went 1-0 up, it would have been a completely different story. That's why I'm not getting carried away. I just feel like Thomas Tuchel, he's setting the team out well. However, in terms of the team playing, there was a few moments where they could have got caught out. They're not... it's going to take time for them to gel and really convince people, but that's not happened yet.
And Tuchel needs to get to know his players as well.
Yeah.
Still get to know his players, and he's brought back a few players as well into the lineup. And Reece James didn't start the first game, did he? When Tuchel was, you were getting worried that he wasn't going to use any youngsters. He was just going to go for experience, like Mourinho style almost.
Yeah.
But as you've seen recently, he's not. He's just. I think, like I say, he's just getting a feel of the players. He's just getting a feel where their best position is and where they're going. Because he started Reece James and Mason Greenwood and also Hudson-Odoi, didn't he? Against Sheffield United.
Hudson-Odoi didn't start. However, Hudson-Odoi, he's been quite a key figure, I think, in Tuchel's start because he started against Burnley, started against Wolves, started against Tottenham. He definitely likes to use Hudson-Odoi as a wing back. Obviously, he's changed the system. He uses those wing backs for Chelsea now, which seem to work well for the team. So Alonso on one side, Hudson-Odoi on the right. Although it was Reece James the other night against Sheffield United. So that works really well for the team. So, Tuchel, I'm glad that he's in though. After all the dust settled after Frank Lampard's sacking, at the end of the day, I think Tuchel is the right man to carry on with Chelsea because he's more experienced. I just feel like Chelsea in next season, not so much this season, but next season we have a chance of winning something.
Definitely next season.
Yeah.
I expect you to be.
I think that's a bit too soon to say. I think your best bet is just to watch how the rest of the season goes. Because again, we've talked about it. It's just a bounce after getting a new manager, and the real test comes for really the remainder of the season, and then I can say you can sort of judge yourselves how well will you do next season. I do think he's a quality manager.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't just be making claims like that yet.
But by the end of the season, Scunda, he would have had half a season in charge. He'll then have pre-season. He'll then have the start of next season to get a bit more comfortable. So take a whole season into account. I mean, I think that I mentioned the word challenging.
I feel like you kind of have to get top four really to. Because if he wants to get the summer and try and get players, because he hasn't got any players that obviously he wants in yet. So, and if he doesn't get top four, that's going to limit him a lot.
I feel like you need to build with the squad that you already got. You can't just.
But every manager would surely want to bring in players that they would want to fit their way of playing football.
Of course, but at the same time, I think that's a bit risky for Chelsea now. I mean, especially when they bought pretty much a new whole squad of players, almost, and
Abramovich doesn't mind about how much the club spend necessarily. But I do think obviously coming top four will affect the players wanting to join Chelsea.
Oh yeah, of course. So that you know they must get top four this season because if they don't, then they won't attract the star players that they need to carry on and maybe even win the league next season. You know, that's why Manchester United need to. Same for Man United.
They need to get in the top four. They need to get Europe as an absolute minimum. To be honest, I think this season Chelsea can get away with securing Europa League. It won't be successful by any means, but I think with the way it's gone and the dip in form we had under Lampard, which led to his sacking, I think the absolute minimum for Chelsea would be getting Europa League. I don't think that would be a tragedy, so Chelsea could get fourth or potentially fifth this season, realistically. But next season, going on to that claim that I made, I think the reason I say next season we will be in a position under Tuchel where we can challenge to win something is because Chelsea don't have a history of giving managers a lot of time. Tuchel's on an 18-month contract. You've got to remember, he's not been given a 4-year contract. He's been given an 18-month contract. So that means he's got the rest of this season. He's got the rest of this season and next season to deliver with that contract. So next season, surely with a summer.
Sorry, Josh. I don't think it really matters the number next to the contract. Like if it's 3 years, 4 years, 5. I don't think that number matters under Chelsea. It's just a number. If Chelsea want to get rid of the manager, get rid of him.
They'll get rid of Tuchel. If he doesn't do well next season, that's it.
Yeah, he might even get rid of before that contract even ends. I don't know any. I think there's maybe one or two managers that Chelsea have finished their contract. You know.
Yeah, that's why I do not like Chelsea. I do not like.
I think it's a good move though to give him a shorter contract. You know, you don't want to give a manager like a 3-4 year contract at a club like Chelsea. I think it's a better move giving him an 18-month contract. But anyway, my main point that I was making though was that next season Tuchel's going to have the remainder of this season. He's going to know the players well by then. He's going to have a summer to invest, and hopefully the board will back him and get players that he wants into the team. And a season is a pretty long time, to be honest. So I think throughout the season, he can integrate those players and get them to gel. And obviously, if things go as bad as they did under Lampard, then Chelsea are going to face a bit of a struggle. But Tuchel with a full season, I think, I stand by my point. I think we'll be in a position where we can challenge to win something. You know, maybe a cup run or whatever.
I think that would be the target. But yeah. I'm just saying, we haven't really seen him yet properly in the Premier League with Chelsea. You know, no. I'd say you need to at least judge him after like 10 to 15 games, really.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, it's too early to judge. They're still in the period where they've had a new manager and they're kind of like re-energized from it. But I'm just saying, given time, he'll get to know those players. If we have this same debate in like 10 games time, could be a different story. We'll properly see Tuchel's Chelsea sort of taking effect. But yeah, they're on a kind of bounce. But they got away with a few ones against Sheffield United. As I say, that penalty which they could have conceded early on, that disastrous own goal, which could have led to a complete collapse. And I want to touch on this quickly, actually, guys. That penalty that was given to Chelsea yesterday, Timo Werner sort of fouled by what was the name of the goalkeeper? Sheffield United goalkeeper, Ramsdale, was it?
Ramsdale.
Yeah, Ramsdale. I wanted to ask your opinion, guys, because I think there was a pundit after the game yesterday. I can't remember who exactly it was. It might have been Souness, who said that it was actually really dangerous play from Werner, and he wasn't sure if it was a penalty or not. He could have actually really injured the goalkeeper by putting his knee in, because everyone praised Werner after the game last night, give him man of the match. But I've got to say, there's a part of me that agrees with Souness. I mean, that penalty wasn't clear cut. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I feel like he kicked the ball away and then he sort of ran into the goalkeeper. So I think he sort of lost possession, really.
I think so, yeah.
He kind of he played for it blatantly, I feel.
Yeah.
He played for it. He's sure where the goalkeeper was, so what he did, played the ball, put the ball past him. I feel Werner could easily avoided that.
Yeah, he could have. Yeah. And if you look at the penalty,
Werner could have easily avoided that collision. Could have gone past the goalkeeper, jumped over him.
Yeah.
And then he could have even scored himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he could have.
Quite a goal, actually.
And if you look at it, he kicks the ball to the left-hand side of Ramsdale, and he runs straight into the goalkeeper. It's not like there was no skill in that at all. It's not like he tried to flick it past him and the keeper sort of spread his arms out and tripped him up. He literally passed it in the middle of the goal and then was like, oh, I don't know where to run now. So he just ran at the goalkeeper. I just found it. I've got to say, I see Souness's point.
I think, yeah.
We all had Chelsea's Peter Cech.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Head injury from something similar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think Werner should have been sent off.
He was never getting that. Playing for the penalty. He was playing for the penalty. Yeah, well, maybe actually, yeah. Because hold on, he's playing for the penalty, isn't he? So he has no intention of getting to that football. He sees the keeper coming. He knocks it to the left. He's not getting that ball, and he knows that as soon as he kicks it because he intended to kick it there, so the keeper wouldn't get a touch on it, and then he just runs towards where the keeper's obviously diving in. And here's the thing: he easily could have avoided the keeper.
Yeah, I just said that.
Keeper. Right. You are right. That's why I can see your point about the red card, because he could have easily avoided the keeper, but he's doing that because he wants contact with the keeper. You know.
Yeah.
So he like you said, Josh, as well. He's just running. He's just running towards the keeper. Like there was no slowing down. There was nothing, and so because of that, he's just run full speed into the keeper, need him in the face.
Yeah.
He got a penalty out of it.
Really dangerous play.
Ridiculous, really.
Yeah.
I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe he should have been sent off.
Yeah.
He should have been sent off. Werner should have been sent off.
Interesting point. I mean, as a Chelsea fan, I'd love to play devil's advocate here and actually really support Chelsea and be like, oh no, that was a definite penalty. But sorry guys, I'm gonna put my sort of real thinking brain on and be like, that wasn't a penalty. Because I've got to admit it.
How can you?
No, it's like the Martial incident. That was not a penalty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think that was slightly different. It wasn't a penalty.
It's slightly different. Because
this one, what I don't understand is he's lost possession of the ball.
Yeah.
He's lost possession of the ball before he's been fouled. Well, so-called fouled, should I say? He's just run to where the keeper is and then, need him in the face. So I don't understand how that's a penalty. Like, even if he got fouled by the keeper, legitimately, the keeper just grabbed his legs.
Yeah.
Would that even still be a penalty without the football? Would that not just be maybe sending off for the keeper or an indirect? I feel like, this is slightly off topic. I feel like for some decisions, there should be more indirect free kicks in the box.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's slightly off topic, but it just makes me feel like, because players, like what Werner's doing there, he's just playing for the penalty. What the hell? Not even trying to score. It's just knock the ball one way, run into the keeper.